Yeah, so we're back here in Maranello after my first F1 race. Feeling recovered, first of all, because the few days after I was a little bit achy, let's say. It was a really tough race physically. Yeah, talking about my performance, I was quite happy overall. It was very difficult in extreme circumstances, one of the most difficult tracks on the calendar, but I loved every moment and it was such a fantastic experience. So I was actually having lunch on Friday. Everything has changed in these previous 2 weekends. So on Friday I was having lunch, having done the pole in F2. I was getting ready to start P10 in the sprint race and trying to figure out the best way to go about that. When I got the call that I would be doing F1, it was quite a surprise and quite a happy surprise, of course. Not the circumstances that I wanted to make my debut. Through the misfortune of someone else, but still, it was a great opportunity. Just tried to get up to speed as quickly as possible. We managed to do a short race run just to try and get a scan of the degradation and for me also to get some more laps. And then it was pretty much straight into qualifying. During the dark, big step in track temperature and grip, and I was disappointed not to be in Q3, but anyway, I think it was a decent performance. At least Saturday in the race, I feel like I managed to prepare a lot better. We had a full day to do so rather than a couple of hours notice. And yeah, overall I was quite happy with how the race went. It's a childhood dream to come true to make my debut in a Ferrari, first of all. It's an incredible achievement and I'm very proud of that. And also to become the youngest British driver is quite a statement as well. And I think I was the third youngest driver ever, which is pretty awesome. I'm on the podium. I think the thing that surprised me the most about an F1 weekend was the amount of admin that goes on. You know, there is so much media activities, so much more technical stuff than we have in F2. So for a race at 8 p.m, I was already on track at lunchtime to prepare. So the days are very, very long, full of hard work. And yeah, that was a surprise, but a happy one. I think going through all the procedures was quite easier than I expected, mainly because we'd practiced them so many times on the simulator, which is a huge testament to the simulator at Ferrari because I was able to jump straight in the car. All of the switch changes that they asked me to do, I was able to do quite easily. So that shows that the hard work has been paying off back in the factory. The difficult side was, of course, the physical side. I expected it to be tough because already in F2 it was a physical track. So jumping up to F1, I was a bit scared. I just about managed to do it, but it was a big challenge. Yeah, it's been very useful, like I said, to use the simulator. First of all, I did a lot of preparation for Jeddah anyway to try and help the team. So by the time I actually jumped on track, it was a seamless transition almost. I was pretty much straight up to speed. And also having driven, the 2022 Ferrari in Barcelona and even the 2021 car in Fiorano, I was able to kind of get up to speed quickly because the speed wasn't a surprise. I think if it was the first time ever in an F1 car, I would have been struggling a bit more. So yeah, the hard work behind the scenes is paid off here. The junior categories have prepared me really well to make the step into F1. First of all, that I'd been to all the tracks, so that was one less thing to learn. I think a new track and a new car would have been a little bit more difficult, and also it shows that the top guys in F2 and F3 can jump into F1 and be competitive because the level is very high in the junior categories, and they're all teaching you the same things. So I think it's a testament to F2 and F3 that I was able to jump straight into the F1 and be competitive. The race was pretty demanding physically, I won't lie. I think there's a few photos of my neck during the race which struggled. I would say I was F1 ready, but Jeddah is another step. It's a tough track. It's one of the highest lateral G tracks. You spend a lot of time in cornering, and even the straights have little kinks in them that mean that pretty much the whole race, all 50 laps, you're struggling with the neck. So yeah, I did struggle. It was difficult, especially when I got out of the car. But the adrenaline helps me get through the race pretty easily, and afterwards I felt the pain. It was great to work with F1 drivers. You know, I wouldn't consider myself an F1 driver despite having done a race. I'm still in F2, and it's great to see the level that they perform at, that they work at. It's something that I strive to be able to do. And to get the tips from Charles during the weekend, especially in qualifying, but even before the race, and Carlos during the race, he was pretty much guiding me through it, through what he saw in the data, and was feeding it to my engineer. It was fantastic, and it really helped me speed up the learning process, and I get up to speed a lot quicker because of them, so it was amazing. I did get a lot of congratulations and also good luck messages before the race. My favorite one was from Sebastian Vettel. I'm a huge fan of his since the early days, and yeah, I was even up until he retired, I was always rooting for Seb. So to get a message from him was really special, and you know, to know that he was kind of watching me was put a bit of pressure, but it was a nice pressure. As well from Stefano Domenicali, he sent me a really nice message after the race, which was really happy. And I got a hug from Lewis as well after the race. That was nice that he kind of recognized the race for me, and that was a proud moment for myself. I think, you know, from the outside it was a successful weekend, but I'm a perfectionist, and I made a lot of mistakes that I don't blame myself for, and obviously I kind of expected to make mistakes, but for example, not making it to Q3, I should have made it to Q3. The car was fast enough, so that was my bad. It was a really scruffy Q2 session that meant I didn't make it through by the skin of my teeth, so that was unfortunate, but you know, it's all learnings that I'll put into place next time. Hopefully there will be a next time. And also during the race, I lost quite a lot of time trying to overtake slower cars. Just not using my battery in the most efficient way because it's new. I've never had to use the ERS in offensive or defensive way. So it was the first time for me, and I maybe wasn't the best with it, especially with Nico, who did a great job keeping me back. So I lost a lot of time, and I could have even finished one place higher, I think, if I managed to be a bit more efficient with my overtakes.